The next stitch we will do is the colonial knot. Each of these little dots we will cover with a colonial knot. Bring your needle up in the desired spot and pull the thread all the way through to the front. With a French knot, we would hold our thread taut, pushing against the thread and wrapping the thread around the needle and then inserting. For the colonial knot, you will leave this thread a little loose. Take your needle, place it in front and then behind the thread that's coming up out of the fabric. Wrap the thread from the front to the back over the needle. Insert the needle near where the thread is coming up out of the fabric. Pull the thread taut around the needle and then pull the thread through the hole to the back, tacking it down. After stitching your colonial knot, I would suggest tying off each one separately by separating the strands on the back and tying those strands in a knot. If you stitch from one knot to the next knot to the next, you will see the thread through the fabric. You'll see how you zigzagged from one knot to the next. You could avoid this by layering your fabric. If you do not layer your fabric, if you only use one layer of fabric, it would be best to stitch one knot at a time and tie them off to secure them in place. One thing I learned when learning this colonial knot is that the only way to change the size of the knot would be to use fewer strands. If you wanted to use one strand of thread and then create the colonial knot, wrapping the thread around. With the French knot, you can get a large variety of sizes by mixing both the number of strands that you're using as well as the number of wraps. But you cannot wrap the colonial knot around the needle more than once like you can a French knot.